Hey, it's Dave. Welcome back to my channel. Yes, I'm still wearing a winter hat inside my house because it's still cold and I spend the day sitting next to a heater with a hat on, trying to figure out what I'm going to do for the day. So today I want to talk a little bit about your diet, my diet, and how difficult it is to try to manage it and some of the side effects and some of the things that ended up happening. So I've realized maybe 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, that I had pretty serious sugar problems. I cut all sugars, all carbohydrates for the most part out of my diet. And I eat healthier now than I've eaten probably in 40 years. And I have to because it was such a problem that I knew that things weren't going to end up well. Now, I will say that what's pretty easy to manage is when you have an A1C, you have, or an A1C test, I should say. You're diagnosed or you're told you're pre-diabetic or diabetic. You have a number you're trying to manage away from. That is mentally difficult, but I will say it's easy because when you veer away from that number a little bit, it doesn't make it so you can't walk or you can't see or you can't feel your fingers because you have neuropathy. That A1C and being diagnosed as pre-diabetic and diabetic makes things easier because you at least have a number you can manage to and keep track of. Once you get beyond that, it becomes very difficult because then you're talking about insulin resistance, your nerves become damaged, your body becomes damaged, things become very difficult. So recently, I maybe found something out that I'm hoping will help me, and I hope that what I've learned or what I've figured out will help other people that are having the same problems. So I haven't had an A1C test, but I would assume that I'm very low on sugar in my system, considering the fact I don't eat sugar anymore. I don't eat any carbs. Well, I do eat a little bit of carbs, a little bit here and there, but for the most part, I'm completely ketovore. And in some cases, I'm carnivore. And sometimes I eat only meat. But occasionally, when I'm eating keto, there are things that I eat that through through testing and trying to figure it out, I have to figure out whether what it is that's causing me inflammation or causing me issues. And for me, it's always inflammation. Like I can feel my body flare up, my skin gets a little bit uncomfortable. Like I may get more scaly stuff on my scalp. My legs get very scaly. I drink a lot of water. I go to the bathroom a lot. That's the inflammation. But then I have to try to figure out, well, what the heck caused me this inflammation? So my latest thing that I think may be causing me problems, and I'm going to be honest, I eat a lot of this. I eat a lot of peanuts and I eat a lot of peanut butter. I love peanut butter. I could eat it. I could eat a jar every 3 days. I mean, I don't, but I could. I absolutely could. Because when I'm hungry, I grab a couple scoops of peanut butter and I'm good. I'm not hungry anymore and I don't feel like I need to eat too much other stuff. I don't need to eat any garbage. I can just eat a little bit of peanut butter and I feel good. Well, over the last couple of months, I would eat a jar of 36, is it grams? 36 gram jar of peanut butter with it's good peanut butter. It's got no sugar, no additives. They use no added oils. It's peanut oil, and I enjoy that. I like it. Well, so over a period of time, I slowly started getting more and more inflammation, having more problems, and I knew something was happening, but it wasn't It wasn't the meat, because I can eat meat and it doesn't cause a problem. I can cut things out of my diet. I ended up cutting Greek yogurt out of my diet, and maybe that was causing a problem, but that was out of my diet. But I was still having these inflammation problems. And I boiled it down to, I think, the peanut butter. And the peanut butter, even though it's using peanut oil, it's not using all the other garbage seed oils that all the other peanut butter companies add into their peanut butter. Apparently, peanut oil is pretty high in omega-6 acids, I don't know if it's fatty acids or it's omega-6s, not omega-3s. Omega-3s are from fish and stuff like fish, and that's actually good for you. But the omega-6s can cause inflammation. And apparently for me, it causes inflammation, unfortunately, because now I'm going to have to not eat peanut butter at all for a while and check and see if this is what it is. This is like the biggest pain in the butt because I feel like I'm eating right and I'm doing fine, and then I add one item to my diet that kind of is a little bit comforting. It's, it tastes good. I like it. Come to find out, my system isn't going to allow it because I've pushed myself beyond that whole diabetes and prediabetes spectrum. So what I guess the best message that I can say here is, if you're having inflammation and problems and you're eating a lot of peanut butter, you may want to stop eating peanut butter because the omega-6s could be a problem. But a bigger thing that I want to bring to people's attention is, if they have an A1C test that makes you pre-diabetic or diabetic, if you don't get it figured out and get it squared away, get your diet straight, there is a lot of other side of this diabetes and prediabetes thing that gets a lot worse and makes things a lot harder. In some cases you're going to eat something that your body for some reason isn't going to agree with, and you might not be able to walk, which really, really sucks. It makes life very difficult. Anyways, if there's any questions, again, I'm always open to answering questions. Just put them below and I'll answer any questions. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical expert. I'm just a guy that's made some bad decisions and I'm having to figure everything out, maybe the hard way. But hopefully things will start making sense quicker and easier and sooner, and I'll have to stop trying to figure things out through the 6-month process of trying to figure out what it is. In the next probably 3 weeks, I'll add another post and let people know if taking peanuts, or I should say not just peanuts, but peanuts and peanut butter out of my diet has helped at all. And if it has, maybe it'll help some other folks. I hope that will happen. Now, what's interesting is I was buying peanuts from Walmart, and Walmart, they fry their peanuts, cook their peanuts in all kinds of garbage oils. So I thought that it was probably all those seed oils, all those safflower oils, and all the just lubrication oils that they use to fry their peanuts in. I switched to a different kind of peanut that was a little bit more expensive. They used only peanut oil, and it seemed like it didn't get my particular situation at that time didn't get any better health-wise. So I was eating peanut butter and peanuts, which is kind of funny because I love my peanuts. So now I'm down to no peanuts, no peanut oil peanuts, and I'm having to cut out all peanut butter. And again, I hope that if I can get rid of the inflammation that I'm experiencing, I hope it'll help some other folks avoid some of this that I'm experiencing. And that would be a good thing. That would make this all worth it for me. Hey, if you liked listening to this, if you like the sound of my voice, if you think it's funny looking at a guy in a hat inside of his house, do me a favor, give me a thumbs up, subscribe. I'm going to add more content about my life outside of just my diet here in the next couple of weeks. And I think that'll be more interesting for more people. But if any of this health stuff is helping at all, I would really appreciate the subscription. And I hope you have a great day. Bye bye.